Yeah, everybody finished the game against Man United with no issues, so I expect the same players to be available, and Gavi for sure will be available as well.
And now there's been a couple of days between the game. Is there any further reflection on that draw at Man United?
The same as before, and now full focus on PSV.
It's a unique situation coming into a game with a 7-1 lead, so it doesn't give you a chance to rotate the team tomorrow. How are you going to approach that?
It is unique, but as well understanding as well how the game was played a week ago, and the fact that everything went in the right direction for us from the beginning, and we're going to have to end the right tomorrow to go in the same direction, so fully focus on that.
It's probably a little bit strange coming into a game where you have a 6-goal lead to be asking about chance creation and finishing, but is there anything you can do to improve on the way the team has been building up and taking chances?
Yes, for sure. There is always improvement, and from the other day as well, we already talked about a lot of situations that we could have done better because the situations are there, but that's it. It's about execution in football, and it's what you can do X, and my job is to give the team as many tools as possible, reassurance and confidence as well, that we can deliver again.
And just finally, from me, does focus go even more onto the Champions League now in the position you're in, considering the position you are in the Premier League, 15 points behind? Is this the only realistic chance left of the trophy?
Well, it's a competition that we have a lot of enthusiasm, put in a lot of energy, we're very consistent, and winning tomorrow puts us in a very good position. That's it.
Gary, Sky?
Hello, Mikel.
Hello?
I know
Surprise me. Surprise me.
I'll try, but I doubt I'll succeed.
Okay.
I know you won't say, and Arne Slot's not saying that the title race is over, but pundits are queuing up to say that the title race is over. Do you still believe until it's mathematically not over, you can carry on fighting for it?
Yeah, we're going to carry on fighting to try to win every game, which is the only thing that we can do at the moment, because certainly doesn't depend on us.
That didn't surprise you, that question?
No. I was very predictable, by the way.
Are you a betting man?
No.
If you were, would you back yourselves to win the Premier League?
Well, now? Yeah. Good question. That surprised me. Yeah.
How do you convince the players that the fight is still on both fronts?
We are talking about now tomorrow's game and Champions League, that's all.
You said the Champions League, obviously that must be the competition you've got most chance of winning silverware this season. If you had to choose, start of any season, if you had to choose either the Premier League to win it or the Champions League to win it, which one would you personally choose?
I'm very lucky because I don't have to choose. Nobody put me in that situation. So we have 4 at the start of the season, and we go for the 4 of them and see what we get.
When you arrived, if someone had said that you'd be second again in the Premier League as we speak, in pretty much the quarterfinals of the Champions League, that would be the dream season, wouldn't it? Given where the club were when you got here.
If somebody said that, I don't know. That's for somebody to understand and to put that. If somebody would say that with the injuries that we had, with 5 red cards and everything that's going on, probably. But I don't know. Everybody has different opinions. You have to respect that.
Thank you.
Ian, TalkSport.
Hi Mikel, how are you?
Good, thank you.
So this is your last chance of winning silverware. Does it put pressure on you? The fact that you've now got only one competition to go for?
But this is the demands that we put in every competition that we play. It's not adding pressure, it's the reality of where we are and what we want to deliver. And we are very, very, very much conscious that the demands for this football club is to reach the highest level and win those competitions. That's it.
And yeah, you just said the demands are to win competition, win silverware. Would it be, I won't say failure, I think that's too hard a word. Would it be a major disappointment to you if you finish the season again without silverware, despite the fact that you've progressed again, maybe in your own mind from last season?
We are not there yet, and I think the way I describe failure, it will be very different maybe to yours or to somebody else's.
How would you describe it?
That's for me.
Okay, fair enough. In terms of this game tomorrow night, normally a manager would say, we've got to respect the opposition, which you have to, but you must admit you're already through pretty much to the quarterfinals. I mean, no team's ever had a 6-goal lead and lost the tie. So how do you convince the players that this is a game where they've got to keep their concentration 100% and be professional?
But very easy, just understanding what happened in the first game and the direction that he could have taken in the first 10 minutes. After all the control that we have, if we give the goal away or if the referee would have given the second yellow card to Miles. Very simple. So this is football, you have to earn it, and we're going to have to do a great job tomorrow again to win the game.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Harry from BBC London.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Obviously, there's still a game to be played tomorrow night, but you're in a really commanding position, as has already been said.
Yeah.
Have you already been looking at the two potential opponents and trying to figure out maybe ways of potentially overcoming them?
Well, since the day that we had the teams in the group stages and you are playing with one opposition, you are looking at the others for sure. And then once we knew as well the possible ones, first of all because we know them all because they are so good. So yeah, you start to put in your head what if, but that's it. After you know that you have to earn every right to be in that position.
And after tomorrow, you play just once more this month. Obviously, the season's provided a really hectic schedule, and that's contributed to injuries and stuff. Does this period come as a welcomed one, or would you prefer to have that rhythm of playing games more regularly?
Well, we knew of the period since the last international November, the amount of games that we had to play. So, yeah, a lot of players will go international duty after the Chelsea game, and after that is the final sprint.
Simon, Evening Standard.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Can I just ask you about Zinchenko? He's played the last few games in midfield and he's had that opportunity. Just how you feel he's played there and what he's brought to the team in that position?
He's very good, and with the options that we have, we believe that it's a position that he can help and that suits him. He's played there before. I know him for many years, and he can really fit in that position. And he's adapted really well in training. Had a few opportunities in the last few games as well to show that. So happy that he's doing well there.
You've got a lot of things to sort in the summer, but is sitting down with him and discussing his future one of the things you want to do because he'll have a year left on his contract?
Yeah, I do that with every player before we finalize the season. If possible, we have time to do so everybody's clear on expectations from each other, clarity about how we're feeling about each other and how that relationship can continue. It is the best thing to, another things to do and discuss, and I'm certainly going to have that discussion with all of them.
Jordan, Athletic.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Obviously, you enjoyed a really good first leg, but PSV play a very different style to a lot of the domestic opponents we come up against, low blocks, and maybe the last few games been struggling to create. Just looking to the summer and how you evolve the team, do you think you need to take the burden off of Odegaard and add some more players with that invention and guile in the small spaces?
Yeah, well, the spaces can be in different situations in relation to what the team does. It's not only about the space, it has to be created, not just use. And to create it, you need threat in behind as well to stress teams out. You need players that can fix more than one opponent as well. I think it's very important to create the spaces. So there are various ways. We have different profile of players. Unfortunately, we're missing some of them. But yeah, constantly adapting and willing to evolve the team.
I just wanted to ask you about Raheem. He obviously never got off the bench at the weekend. Have you spoken to him about that? And how has it been managing him the last 6 months? Because you've obviously got a long relationship with him.
Yeah.
It must have been difficult when you happen to tell him he's not playing.
The same with the rest of the players. At the end, we make decisions on the day which player we believe fits better in the manner that the game is developing, and he's come on in many of the games and didn't the other day, and that's it.
Is he likely to feature tomorrow?
Sorry?
Is he likely to start tomorrow?
I will decide that tomorrow with him and with the rest of them.
Tom, Football London.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
You mentioned the injuries you've had this season. You've lost quite a few of them for extended periods. One of those players just come back is Ben White. What is it that you've missed in him not being with the team as much as he has been over the last 2 seasons?
Well, obviously that connection that we had in the right side with him, Bukayo and Martin, was something exceptional and a real threat of the team. And we missed that. It's true that Julian has been equally exceptional as well with his performance and consistently. And now we're going to have another option, which is great to have.
This week there's been a lot of speculation around the sporting director situation as well. What's important for you in a relationship with that figurehead? What type of qualities do you enjoy in working with that type of position at the club?
The best one for me, that ownership, board, everybody's aligned that this is the right person to take us to the next level. That's the most important thing.
Okay, finally in the live section, we'll go to Charles.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
We've had quite a few youngsters in and around the matchday squad of late because of the injuries. Is tomorrow night, given the context, maybe not from the start, a good opportunity to reward people like Nathan, for example, who obviously put in a lot of work on the training ground with the
Yeah.
squad. Is it a good opportunity to reward maybe some of those if games day allows?
Yeah, we did that once when we could, and it's always great because they've been, as you said, extremely helpful, and they've been bringing so much to the team. So whenever you had the opportunity to any player to say thank you or to give minutes, which at the end is the way of telling them we trust you and we appreciate what you do for us, minutes, we will do.
And just on Ben, obviously he hasn't started a game yet since he's come back from the injury. You know, is he ready to start now as he sort of work his way back up to?
Yeah, I think we have to manage him very well because he was still having some issues to manage in terms of the load, and we're very cautious of that to make sure that when he comes back he can now maintain that level and there's no more setbacks, but I think he's in a good position now to give him a start.
Okay, that finishes the live section. We'll now go to 10:30 tonight. We'll kick off with Sam from the Telegraph.
Hi.
Sorry, I've got a tactical question, so
Okay.
forgive me if it's completely illogical. But with the low block, deep block situation you face, do you want that to a degree because it pins the other team back and keeps them away from your goal? Or would you wish that every team played you like PSV did last week?
Depends. Against Man United we have 11 situations where we have open spaces to attack. 11 big ones. We use 1. Top teams they use 9. And in the past and against other teams we have used 60-70% of that situation. The situations were there, we didn't use them. Then there are the set pieces as well. Then there are positional attacks when do they want to play there? No, maybe you do things that well that you force them to be there, and then you have to be equally efficient in that area, which is the lowest rate in football when you have that much density. It's pure logic. But we have to improve. We've been very good through the season against back fives, for example, and now we have a struggle to win because as when we have certain chances, we didn't score to open up the scores, which is very important in any context of a game.
Yeah, it just to the untrained eye, it looks like, for example, that Arsenal and Man City face a lot of those deep blocks because of the way you play and build up. Whereas Liverpool, for example, their games always feel more open and there's less density there. Is that right? Do you think is that because of the way you play, and is that something that?
And context of matches as well, how early you score a goal, because that's in terms of the duration of how much time you have in a low block, and that's very simple to see in the league. What is the ratio? But it's very much related as well how many games you have with certain 0-0 or going down on the score sheet. But maybe our way of playing as well and the threat that Liverpool has in certain positions and how they can threat from the back line the opposition line creates more situations like this. But a lot of them, they've been, for example, from defending set pieces, and then they run. So we haven't conceded many set pieces either.
Jordan, the Sun?
Hi, Mikel. Just on Raheem again, how much is his body, his form, struggling with the lack of minutes? And is it a worry for the rest of the season that he's not in perhaps tip-top match condition to come on and impact games?
I mean, for every player that he doesn't play probably consistently, when you ask him, he would say, I lack this and I need that. That's normal when you don't play regularly.
And is it purely just that players ahead of him are better than him or playing better than him right now? Or what more can he do?
He's played games. He come in games like many other players. I mean, at the end is our decision to decide who starts and who comes on. But the same, Kieran has been exceptional. Alex trains every day so well. There are many players. Ethan, when he wasn't playing that much, he deserved to play. Now it's Ben, it's Jakub. I can say exactly the same thing.
And is there a chance between now and the end of the season that he could become a starter, or is his role now just coming off the bench?
The chance is the same for all the players.
Ed, Guardian?
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Just on the sporting director, I know you can't comment on individuals, but how important is it that the new person comes in as soon as possible so you can start planning for the summer?
Yes, well, I think it's been in a process that the club believe it was the right thing to do, and once they are ready and they believe it's the right moment to make that public, they will do it, and we will work from that. But the club is very prepared on the next steps.
And given how far you find yourself behind Liverpool in the title race and the problems you've had with the squad, do you think it's going to be quite a big summer for us? You need quite a lot of investment in the squad to challenge again for the league next season.
Well, every summer, because there are things that you can predict and other things that probably happen that they are not on the table right now. But I have full belief that our squad, when it's fully fit, is very, very strong.
But in comparison to last year, when you didn't really make many additions, do you think this risk, the same sort of thing happening again?
Yeah, we knew, but as well as the capacity that we have as well to do certain things. We knew what is ideal, but yeah, you cannot have sometimes everything that that you want, because you have to respect that there are other things that are limiting you.
Mike, from the Mirror.
Mikel, when you talk about the final sprint after the Chelsea game in the international break, the reality is that as we speak, you are, in theory, 6 games from winning the Champions League, and if you do a good job tomorrow night, 5 games from winning the Champions League. Is that something you felt the need to emphasise to your players, that you're actually not that far, you've done the lion's share of the work in this competition now?
Yeah, we've done a lot, and probably the most exciting part is coming up right now, and we have to make sure that's why tomorrow that we finish the job in the way that we want to do, to put ourselves in a great position to go again.
There are some big clubs obviously left in the Champions League, as there always are in the last 8 or 16. Is there any reason why any of them should look upon Arsenal as outsiders? Because on your day you could beat any of these teams left in, can't you?
Yes, after you have to do it. I mean, as I said, we've been extremely consistent in the competition. We've been very, very good. And now we have to continue to do, as you said. I have full belief as well that we can compete against any team. Is on those days getting the best out of ourselves and controlling every detail, because when you get to those stages, that's what is going to define the moment to go through or not.
Okay, last couple now. Isan for the Mail.
I'm Carl.
Hi.
With Raheem, obviously, a few seasons ago, he was playing week in, week out, scoring lots of goals, and was a big performer in England. What do you think the main differences are between him 2-3 years ago and him right now at Arsenal?
Well, the time in football flies, as well as playing for different clubs. Things move and change, and you have to do it again. And Raj has been incredibly consistent in the last 10 years for the things that he's done, and it's about doing them again, for sure.
Have you lost anything in particular from then to now?
Lost?
Lost anything, yeah.
Well, now what he's not having is probably the time that he used to have before to play and show that.
And in terms of your relationship with him, of course, at Man City you were assistant coach, and you're quite close with him, spent a lot of time in training and developing different things. How has your relationship changed between obviously being an assistant coach, now obviously being his boss?
I mean, in the personal level, not so much, but obviously it is different because of the role that he has right now, and what we demand from each other, or what Pep used to demand for him, is different, because now I'm the person that makes the final call.
Okay, and finally we'll go to Hamza from the Times at the back there.
Morning, Cal.
Hi.
When you watched back the PSV match, I know you mentioned earlier it depends on if you score early and how a team plays, but was there anything that you think your team did differently to score as many goals as you did, or was it just on the day that the shots went in?
Yeah, that we were extremely efficient, that we picked the right place in the box in the right moment, and we had a lot of shots on target in percentage to the amount of attempts that we had, and yeah, that was a big thing.